Don't go away. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get my next guests out from the incredible Game of Thrones. Will you please welcome Rose Leslie, Kit Harington and Mr. Charles Dance. Here they are. Come on out, guys. Hello, Kit. Looking buff, Kit. You got a seat. Hello, Rose. Sorry about the cheese.
No,
Charles, how are you, sir? How fabulous to have you here. Thank you so much for coming along. You know, I've been saying it tonight and I've been saying to the audience, I'm just a huge fan of Game of Thrones. But there are, of course, some people who are as yet uninitiated. Let me turn to the older statesman of the group here. How would you describe Game of Thrones to people who maybe haven't experienced it yet?
It's set in a kind of fictional medieval land with a lot of violence and a lot of very raunchy sex.
There's a lot of rumpy-pumpy.
A lot of rumpy-pumpy.
Back then. Who do you all play? Charles, is it Tywin you play?
My name is Tywin Lannister, and I'm a kindly, benevolent father of a dysfunctional family.
Now, Rose, you play Ygritte.
I do.
And she's a wildling.
She is. So she is a wildling and she lives north of the Wall, so in a very kind of barren landscape. And, yeah, she's vivacious. She likes to take the piss out of Jon Snow and to tease him and antagonise him, which is a lot of fun. Yeah. But, yeah, no, she's got a balance as well. She's brutal. She gets a bow and arrow this season.
She's tough as well. And she's... but you play her sort of as... with a sort of a northern accent.
I do, yes. I put on a different dialect.
And, yeah, and I didn't know, and I thought this was you, and now I meet you now, and that is probably, and please don't take this away, the single poshest voice I've ever heard in my life. Even that laugh is remarkable. Kit plays Jon Snow.
Yes.
Who is... There are many heroes in the story, but he is certainly one of the heroes, isn't he?
I guess so, yeah. He's sort of one of the good people, if there are good people in there, I think. He kind of gets you know, a hard lot during the show. He gets some bad luck. But he's, you know, he's a good person and he's on his own little mission up in the north of this kind of world we find ourselves in. So, yeah, he's trying to do the right thing.
Let's have a look at a clip. It's going to be showing here in the UK, Sky Atlantic, from the 1st of April. Can't wait for it to start again. Game of Thrones.
Death is coming for everyone and everything. A darkness that will swallow the dawn. Show them how it feels to lose what they love.
I'm going to light the biggest fire the North has ever seen.
The revenge you want will be yours in time.
Game of Thrones, back in our lives. There's a lot of fighting. It must be a very active show to be involved in. You've done weapon training, I would have thought, medieval weapons training. Have you acquired decent skills in this kind of weaponry?
I know, you used a bow and arrow, didn't you?
I got a bow and arrow this season.
And are you any good with the bow and arrow?
Ooh, I tried to be, but I had, like, some archery lessons, which was fun. I managed to split an arrow. And Kit loves hearing this story because I'm still not over it.
So hold it, so there was an arrow already out there?
Yeah. There was an arrow already out there, and it was, and I don't know, it was before we started shooting. It was, like, the first time I'd ever really handled a bow and arrow, and it was already there, somewhere near the bullseye. And I just did it again, and it just split straight down the middle. Isn't that cool? Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
It will never happen to me again.
It's such a rich cast, and you know what's interesting about it is, and I don't know whether you had any concern going in there, but, I mean, it's a very rich fantasy world as well. I mean, there are dragons in it, there are kind of undead characters appearing now as well. Yeah. And that's quite a departure for you. I mean, I think of you as being more kind of, you know, in the real world, you're acting normally.
Yes, I guess so, yeah. I mean, there was a screening of the first 2 episodes, which I wasn't involved in at the Soho Theatre. Did you go to that, the first season? And I went to see what the thing was, you know, looking like, how it felt. And I was just astonished at the amount of rumpy-pumpy that is in it.
There's nudity and sex every 5 minutes. It's great.
It was all doggy fashion.
Hold on. Of all the people to say that to me tonight, I didn't think that would come from you, Charles. I thought Kit would start talking about positions. But no.
But no foreplay at all. It was just kind of, you know, flip, wallop. Right. And I said...
Hang on.
And I said...
Flip, wallop?
Wallop.
Sounds like you're playing pinball.
I said to the producers at the end of the screening, I said, you know, obviously the missionary position didn't come into vogue for a few years yet. And, you know, they said, well, we wanted it to be animalistic, Charles. And I said, well, it's certainly that. Yeah.
The writers, and it's an American production, it's over HBO in America. The writers, as I understand it, they kind of tease you as to what's coming up. They don't necessarily... Kit, they were kind of telling you things that are not even true.
They keep telling people in the series that they'll write new scenes where new characters die just off the cuff, and then people are like, I die? And they're like, no, you don't worry about it. They get bored, they're not working hard enough.
They sound like terrible, terrible human beings.
Yeah.
But you guys aren't working together because you don't have scenes... I mean, maybe you do in this new series, but you don't so far have scenes together, do you?
No, we never meet, no.
This is the first time I've met Charles.
Huge cast of actors, you know, and there are storylines happening, and we just don't cross over at all.
And then who's the actress who plays Khaleesi? I'm not sure what her name is. I'm just trying...
Emilia Clarke.
So Emilia Clarke, who's beautiful in it, and she's off in the sunny part of the world. So you're filming in the frozen north. You're in kind of, it's like European climate. It's here.
Yeah.
And she's off... Where is she? She's off somewhere sunny.
Morocco.
Wow, so she got the best deal.
No, she did.
Although she does do the most full frontal nudity. Charles, do you have any nude scenes coming up that we can look forward to?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Would you happily shed the skin for that?
I think it would be a bit inelegant at my age.
I'd like to see it. I mean, I've wanted to see you naked in the film for a while.
Really?
Yes.
That'll cost you.
I've got a list. I mean, Ian McKellen's always getting it out. What? You are. I bumped into John Hurt after I saw your King Lear, and I said, I saw Ian in King Lear. He went, did he get his cock out? He always gets his cock out.
Yeah, but he's jealous, you see.
Well, it's a fine and... Anyway, Charles... I can't wait. If you're a fan like I am, you know it's going to be an exciting summer with that coming. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you to Charles, to Rose, to Kit, Game of Thrones. Thank you, guys.